My dear students, today we are going to discuss about the most important topic, Right to Information Act 2005. So this is the most important weapon for the people or citizens of India. In this photo, we're observing all the hands of the people or citizens. So it's showing the right to get any information from the government. So now, if you take our Indian democracy, we have four estates to run the democracy and control the democracy. Those are legislative, number one. First estate is second estate, executive. Third is judiciary. Fourth is press, printing and electronic media. These four estates will control or it will do the favor to the people in democratic country. So this Right to Information Act also one of the most important estate for Indian democracy. So we will discuss in detail about this Right to Information Act. Right to Information Act empowers the people of India to get information from government. So this act gives the power to the people, their right for getting the information from the government of India or government of any state or municipality or any government institution. The Right to Information Bill was passed by the Parliament and this bill was accepted by the President on June 15, 2005. So actually this bill was passed at Parliament and the President signed on 15th June 2005. This law came into force on 12th October 2005, except for Jammu and Kashmir. That time, at the time of 2005, Jammu Kashmir not the Jammu Kashmir have a separate constitution, so that's why that is exemption for Jammu Kashmir. Now, all the overall the country, there's no exemption regarding this Right to Information Act as per today. So this act came on 12th October 2005. The main purpose of this right is make every conscious citizen easy to make their desired information available. Whatever they want, whatever they desire regarding the public information, if they ask any information as per their wish, as per they desire, the government can give that information. If a department or organization denies information, then the complaint can be lodged against them in the Central Information Commission. We have three commission like Central Commission Commission, State Information Commission, and so those commissions will look after this regarding if anyone, any department rejected any complaint from the citizen, so that the commission will interfere and it will do the justice to the citizen. It has been given to the status of fundamental rights incorporated under Article 19 of the Constitution of India. Not only that, this Act has given status of fundamental rights as per 19A of the Article 19A of the Indian Constitution. Any citizen can obtain the information of the work, role, mode of operation, and other of the government or institution. So, as per this Information Act, so any person, any citizen can get information about any work of the government and its role, its mode of operation, and other information. With the help of the right, all citizens are to carry out the information and to move the government's functioning towards transparent and more responsive governance. So, government of India or government can do regarding this for more transparent environment, more responsive governance, the citizens can ask regarding this information. This is a meaningful effort to improve the functioning of the government and officials and bring transparency. So this main effort is for this act improve the functioning of parliament and officials their duties, and it will bring the transparent to the regarding the government administration. The right to information will be a historic step to control corruption in the country and to control the red tape in the occupied officials. Not only that, it is the main weapon to control the corruption in our country, and not only that, it will curb the red tapeism in officials also. For a healthy democracy, it is necessary for office bearers to be accountable for posts. So anyone, whoever in the democratic people, those who are, whether it is their political representative, whether they are officials, they must be accountable regarding anything. A common citizen has the right to know what plan has come for him by the government. So, as a citizen of India, he may ask what type of plans are framed by the government of India or government of state regarding him. So he has right to ask anything in any office. Is that plan worthwhile? Is that plan being implemented properly? What has been spent according to the budget? In such situation, the right to information becomes very important to bring accountability and to bring transparency. So, what are the plans made by the government? So, he has power to ask, is that plan worthwhile? So, whether the plan, whichever is made by the government of India, is it worthwhile? Is that plan being implemented properly? That plan, whether it is implemented properly or not. What has been spent according to the budget? So whether the plan money were spent according to budget or not, whether they spent more on more than budget or uh, within the budget or less than budget, you may ask. So this will give about the officials accountability, and it will made transparency in our India. The Constitution of India has no direct provision expressly conferring right to information to citizens. So actually in our Indian Constitution, direct there is no provision, but this Right to Information Act gave the provision to citizens regarding their getting information. However, the Supreme Court has been saying since 1975 that the right to information is an intrinsic part of the following two fundamental rights guaranteed in the Constitution of India. So in 1975, the Supreme Court gave the one judgment and saying that it said that in our Indian Constitution there are two fundamental rights which are is below. In those rights, this Right to Information Act is internal part. Like these are the right to freedom of speech and expression. As per Article 19 of the Indian Constitution, every person have right to freedom of speech and expression. So they can talk on anything of government, on any issue. They can express their ideas, and right to life and personal liberty also one of the most important thing. So right to life and personal liberty. So every person has their own right to live, and they have personal liberty as per Article 21. These two articles also give the information to the citizen about this Right to Information Act. In India, various laws and rules restrict the disclosure of official information to the people and thus favor secrecy in administration. These are so as per our Indian some laws, rules, and restricts the disclosure of official information to the people. So these are the official Secrets Act 1923, Indian Evidence Act 1972, All India Services Rules 1954, Commission of Inquiry Act 1952, Central Civil Services Conduct Rules 1955, Railway Services Conduct Rules 1956, recognizing the need for setting out of a practical regime for securing of information by citizens from public authorities and to promote transparency and accountability in the working of all public authorities. Parliament enacted the Right to Information Act in 2005. So, as per those laws, what we saw in this six acts or laws, so they all disclose the official information regarding the citizens. So to promote transparency and accountability in the working of all public authorities, Parliament enacted the Right to Information Act in 2005 for to help the citizens regarding the government. What is the historical background about the Right to Information Act in our India and worldwide? The right to information gained power when Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted in 1948, providing everyone the right to seek, receive information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. So, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was declared in 1948 by UNESCO, then it said that said that every citizen of any country had right to seek or receive information and ideas through media and from the departments. This also supported this act. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights 1966 states that everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression, the freedom to seek and impart information and ideas of all kinds. So this International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights 1966 also says that every citizen have right to freedom of expression and ask any information from the governments and everyone of public institutions. According to Thomas Jefferson, information is the currency of democracy. So he said in a good quotation. So as per Thomas Jefferson, it is a currency in a democracy. So how the currency will run the entire Indian economy or any democratic country, the same way Information Act also uh, will give the more transparent democracy to the citizens and critical to the emergence and development of vibrant civil society. So, to development of the civil society, it also helps. However, with a view to set out a practical regime for the citizen to secure information as a matter of right, the Indian Parliament enacted that Information Act 2005. So, it shows that to give the development of the civil society and regarding give the practical regime to the citizens. So this Right to Information Act was enacted by Parliament. The RTI law started in 1986 through judgment Supreme Court in Mr. Kulwal versus Jaipur Municipal Corporation case, in which it directed that freedom of speech and expression provided under Article 19 of the Constitution clearly implies right to information as without information, the freedom of speech and expression cannot be fully used by the citizens. So in this case, Mr. Kulwal and Jaipur Municipal Corporation case also Supreme Court directed the give the information judgment got by the Supreme Court and it will supported Article 19. As per Article 19, every person has freedom of speech. Other than that, uh, he can get information from the benefit of him regarding from the any public institution. So what is objectives of this important Right to Information Act? So number one objective is to empower the citizens. So that is the first. So it is will give the more power to the citizen for their best living in the country. To promote transparency and accountability, so it will give the administration regarding transparency, and all the officials will be accountable regarding their rules and regulations and over the taxpayers in our India. To contain corruption, so it will curb the corruption, to enhance people's participation in democracy. This is the most important one is people's participation. So whether whatever the government, whether it is central or state, whatever the governments will run on people's tax money only. So people have right to participate, right to ask anything regarding expenditure of public funds and the public expenditure. So if they ask regarding anything about all the works which were uh, which were conducted by the government, they have right to ask anything. If people's participation is very active, the government will run accountable and transparently also. Reasons for adoption of Information Act. What are the reasons for adopting this Right to Information Act in our India? Corruption and scandals. So many departments are have so many corruptions and so many scandals in our India, like Commonwealth Games scandal, Beaufort scam, like that. So many scams in our India. So too, so many corruptions situations were occur. But on that, again, international pressure and activism. So international level also, the countries will give about the give the importance to the people by implementing the Right to Information Act and modernization and information society. So this modernized society, this informative society, with IT society, as per every information should be most important for the people for their satisfaction. So, what are the features of this Right to Information Act? We will discuss detail. Section 1, 2, it extends to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So, as per we already discussed, Jammu Kashmir is one. Now we abolished Parliament of India abolished that Act 370 article after the abolished the 370 article. Jammu Kashmir also became a state, and it will now continue in independent India. So it is constitution, everything was abolished. So all the rules and regulations, whatever they normally apply to other states, Jammu Kashmir also now applicable to the Jammu Kashmir also. So now it will, whatever the sections, it will are applicable to the Jammu Kashmir also. Section 2F, information means any material in any form, including records, documents, memos, emails, opinions, advices, press releases, circulars, orders, logbooks, contracts, reports, papers, samples, models, data material held in any electronic form, and information relating to any private body which can be accessed by a public authority under any other law at the time being enforced. So, what are the information means? So, in Section 2F of the Right to Information Act explained in detail. So, all the records, all the documents, memos, emails, opinions, advices, press releases, circulars, orders, logbooks, contracts, reports, papers, samples, models, data material, all are comes under the right information material. Section 2J, right to information, means the right to information accessible under this act, which held by or under the control of any public authority and includes the right to. So 2J will explain these things: inspection of work, document records. So every citizen have power to inspect government work, documents and records, taking notes, extracts or certified copies of documents or records, taking certified sample of material, obtaining information in form of diskettes, floppies, tapes, video cassettes, or any other electronic mode or through printouts, where such information stored in a computer or any other device. So they may get any input, whether it is a technological information or by floppies, tapes, videos like that, cassettes like that, or with print also by Section 4 of RTI Act requires sumo to disclosure of information by each public authority. However, such disclosures have remained less than satisfactory. So, as per RTI Act Section 4, so every public authority must be open the information, no close. Section 8.1 mentions exemption against furnishing information under RTI Act. Some exemptions are given, like military, like defense. So information should be not given to all the people for sake of the country. Section 8.2 provides of disclosure information exemption under Official Secrets Act 1993 if larger public interest is served. So as per this Section 8.2 also, government can, as per secrets, Official Secrets Act 1993, government for taking under the consideration of public interest, more public interest, larger public interest, it may disclose. It may exempt it. The Act also provides for appointment of Information Commission at central and state level. Public authorities have designated some of its officers as public information officer. They are responsible to give information to a person who seeks information under the RTI Act. So this Act also give the government to appoint the Information Commission at central level and state level. And at every department, every institution should be information officer. So, but taking information from the public, so there is a duration, a time period. In normal course, information to an applicant is to be supplied within 30 days. So, from the receipt of application with the public authority. So, if anyone can, normal position, apply in regarding any information, so within 30 days, they must give the answer. If information sought concerns the life or liberty of a person, it should be supplied within 48. So if it will be more important, more emergency, like liberty, life or liberty of a person, it shall be given within 48 hours. In case the application is sent to the Assistant Public Information Officer or it is sent to a wrong public authority, so 5 days shall be added to the period of 30 days or 48 hours, as the case may be. So if anyone asked any wrong institution regarding wrong information, so then it will 5 days should be added to that period. Again, that should be passed to other right institution to give information to the concerned person. What are the challenges regarding this RTI Act? Different types of information is sought which has no public interest and sometimes can be used to misuse the law and harass the public authorities. For example, so here some challenges are there. Some few citizens or few people may sometimes they misuse the law and harass the public authorities by doing like this, asking the disparate and voluminous information. Unnecessarily, they will to irritating the officer or to uh, put the pressure on officer. He may ask voluminous information to attend publicity by filing RTA. So if any citizen he want to publicity about himself, few persons will repeatedly filing RTI for the publicity. RTI filed as vindictive tool to harass or pressurizing the public party. So it is also as per sometimes it has happened like that. So because of the illiteracy and unawareness among the majority of population in the country, the RTI cannot be exercised. So it's sometimes what happened is because of more literacy in our India, the population in the country, so it cannot be perfectly exercised. Though RTI's aim is not to create a grievance and redressal mechanism, the notices from information commissions often put the public authorities and it is the grievances. So each and everything depend upon people's activeness only. So recent amendments, what are the recent amendments we will discuss? The RTI Amendment Bill 2013 removes political parties from the ambit of the definition of public authorities and hence from the purview of the RTI Act. So political parties are not under this. So it is amendment. The draft provision 2017, which provides for closure of case in case of death of applicant, can lead to more attacks on the lives of whistleblowers. So if anyone uh, asked anything about anything, if he died, so uh, it may be closed. So the proposed RTA Amendment Act 2018 is aimed at giving the center the power to fix the tenures and the salaries of the state center information commissioners, which are statutorily protected under the RTI Act. The move will dilute the autonomy and independence of the CIC, Central Information Commission. So in this situation, so RTI in 2018, as per RTI Amendment Act, so government have power to fix tenures and salaries to these central information commissioners and state information commissioners. The act proposes the replace of fixed 5 years tenure to as much prescribed by government. So it will give the commissioners only 5 years for their period. So what is the importance of this RTA Act? So the RTA Act 2005 did not create a new bureaucracy for implementing the law. So it is not created new bureaucracy for implementing RTI Act. Those who are in the already in the administrative level, they have failed their something board. Instead, it tasked and mandated officials in every office to change their attitude and duty from one of secrecy to one of sharing and openness. So, main thing is, so every person cannot maintain secret. He must be sharing openness regarding whatever it may be. It carefully and deliberately empowered the Information Commission to be that highest authority in the country with the mandate to order any office in the country to provide information as per the provisions of the Act, and it empowered the Commission to fine any official who did not follow the mandate. Not only that, it gave the more power to the Information Commission regarding it has a highest authority to maintain the transparency in administration. So it gave, as per time period, in each and every office and each and every officer should give the information. Otherwise, they will be fined by the commission. So if anyone not doing in proper way, right information has been seen as the key to strengthening participatory democracy and ushering in people-centered governance. So this Right Information Act to give the people strengthening for participating in our Indian democracy. So access the information can empower the poor and the weaker section of society to demand and get information about public policies and actions, thereby leading to their welfare. So those who are weaker sections of society, they can get information from the government about public policies and their if their poorness avoiding and their welfare also. It showed an early promise by exposing wrongdoings at high places, such as in the organization of Commonwealth Games and the allocation of 2G spectrum and coal blocks. So, in so many ways, we discussed in the starting also so many 2G spectrum, Commonwealth Games, scams, coal blocks, so many things. So, it will try to control the wrongdoing of higher places. This as per this Right Information Act. Right Information Act opens up government's records to public scrutiny, thereby arming citizens with a vital tool to inform them about what the government does and how effectively, thus making the government more accountable, improves decision making by public authority by removing unnecessary secrecy. So, regarding all these things, making government more accountable also, improve the decision making by public authority also, it give the uh, more power to the people regarding these things. So it is as per this Information Act, government will be act as more accountable and public will participate in decision making of the government. So, what is the conclusion? We'll see. The Right Information Act was made to achieve social justice, transparency, and to make accountable government. But this act has not achieved its full objectives due to some impediments created due to systematic failures. So, it act was made for achieving social justice, transparency, but few things will be obstacle to create systematic improvement of society. So some failures will be occurred. As observed by Delhi High Court that misuse of RT Act as pretty appropriately dealt with, otherwise the public would lose faith and confidence in this Sunshine Act. So this Delhi High Court in the judgment, so people should not be misuse it, so it should be used in proper way. And if the government will give more information to the people regarding whatever they asked, then government people will confident on government. Otherwise, this act as nominal effect that. It is well recognized that the right information is necessary but not sufficient to improve governance, and a lot more needs to be done to assure accountability in governance, including protection of whistleblowers, decentralization of power, and fusion of authority with accountability at all levels. So it will mainly it is necessary for a sufficient and improve the governance, and it will improve the accountability in governance, protection of the public funds, and it will help the decentralization of power, and it will help the accountability at all the levels of institutions and all level of departments. This law provides us a priceless opportunity to redesign the process of governance, particularly at the grassroots level where the citizens' interface is maximum. So, whenever if the people participate is a more maximum level, then the this government, this democratic will be run smoothly for the smooth governance and transparency governance. So it will, whatever the so many acts, so many laws are there in our India, but each and everything should be work on only the people's participation. Here, the most important thing is if whoever in the officials or administrative levels, if they have more dedicated regarding the people's welfare, automatically the country will improve.